Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
Hello all, and what is going on once again here, guys? Continuing on this Saturday afternoon, this is the Club of the Man 1993, and this is my review of last night's episode of Friday Night SmackDown, the May 26th, 2023 edition. And once again, same week in a row, it took place in Columbia, South Carolina, because at this point, they were either on their way or have already arrived in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia for today's extravaganza or glorified house show. The glorious, though I will give in, I will defend. I'm sorry, I got that song all wrong. He's probably never coming back, so screw it, we'll try it again. Glorious, though I will defend till I'm victorious. Okay. Yeah, miss you, Bobby Roode. Hope you are recovering well from your neck fusions, surgeries he has had. But yeah, this show was actually pre-taped due to the travel arrangements to Saudi Arabia, so they couldn't, wrestle last night and then get on the plane to Saudi Arabia, because that wouldn't work out. And by the way, I am recording this at 5 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. I will be watching Night of Champions tonight. I think the show has already ended, I'm presuming, at this point. So once again, do not post any spoilers in the comments section. And after this, I will be doing a live preview and predictions for tomorrow's pay-per-view, AEW Double or Nothing 2023. So we will be doing all this before I go with my friends and watch Night of Champions. But let's talk about SmackDown. A decent go-home show. I didn't really specifically hate everything that happened on this show. I don't know, maybe because SmackDown is shorter and it's not as much stuff for me to get insulted by, like I was on Raw with Brock Lesnar saying, "Get a life, kid," and burying Mustafa Ali on live TV, which still pisses me off that Mustafa Ali and Natalya had to go on freaking social media to try to put themselves over before their advertised matches for the pay-per-view. But we'll talk about it because there was some good stuff that happened that could be, beneficial if, of course, they make some right calls at Night of Champions. If they did or not. Of course, also, today is the day they celebrate the 1,000th day for Roman Reigns as world champion. And they announced that next Friday on SmackDown, there will be a 1,000-day championship celebration. And we'll see, of course, how that all goes down, especially with some more drama set up on this show. And could Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have finally found what it took to wear down the bloodline? So let's talk about this episode. So the show opened up with a U.S. title match with Austin Theory and Sheamus. The match wasn't too bad. It was pretty solid. Brawling Brutes were outside. Austin Theory retained, though, with a schoolboy roll-up because, what are their names now? Elton Prince and Kit Wilson not wearing man bras again this week. Thank God, because those outfits are so awful. But they came out and attacked the other two members of the Brawling Brutes, causing a distraction And I think while Sheamus was attacking them, and I think getting one of the 10 beats that bound him, Austin Theory snuck him from behind, did the schoolboy roll-up, retained the U.S. title, which was one of 3 titles that's not being defended in Saudi Arabia today. Which one is the U.S. title? The other one is the women's tag titles, which will be crowned new tag champions this coming Monday on Raw. And also the undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns, who is wrestling for the tag titles, even though the show was changed to Night of Champions because today is day 1000 of his title reign. And yeah, so it makes no sense that they did that, but yet he's not defending the titles on that show. So anyway, speaking of Mr. Roman Reigns, which by the way, while I'm here, let's do this. Call Roman Reigns. I don't see Roman Reigns in your contacts. Dang it. Hopefully one day it actually will go through a call. Anyways though, so Roman's backstage with the Usos. And Roman tells them he feels guilty that they won't be at Night of Champions. He wants to make it up to them though. So he's inviting them to next week's 1,000-day celebration. And Reigns wants the whole family there. And he said especially Jay, as he's been getting the inklings lately that Jimmy Uso is seemingly not on board with him. Which, the story keeps panning out. Jay, one Uso's getting to something sooner than the other, basically. And this time, Jimmy is already showing that he's had enough of Roman. And then Jay, of course, is the one who's trying to keep the peace. So Jimmy says, I don't know what your problem is, Roman. He's hungry and he's going to leave. But Roman tells him to sit down. Jimmy doesn't sit down, though. And you're like, uh-oh. Roman demands him to sit. Jimmy still won't sit. He's like, sit, Jimmy, sit. Sit, boy, sit, sit, sit. No, he didn't say that. But of course, the big dog told him to sit. Sit, boy, sit. No, he didn't do that. Sit. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. But anyways, Jimmy doesn't sit down. And then Roman stands up and gets in Jimmy's face and tells him to do something. Jimmy's lips twitch. But Roman taunts him. Tells him to make it happen before telling him he whooped them when they were kids. And he'll whoop him now. Nothing's changed. He's going to respect Roman, obey him, and acknowledge him. And before things can get any further, Jay stands up and walks his brother off saying, we'll see you next week. It's okay. We'll see you next week. So they walk away. But of course, the thing that's advertised for the remainder of the night is the fact that there will be the Kevin Owens show, of course, with Sami Zayn as his co-host, and their guests will be Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. That's right, not Solo and Roman Reigns. Again, the announcers are still saying Solo Sikoa occasionally, but there's still moments where they say Solo and Roman Reigns. So I keep wondering if that's hinting they're going to drop the Sikoa from his name, which I kind of hope they don't. Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi Blackheart take on Damage Control, and they won. Who cares? We also get a hype reel for both Seth Rollins and AJ Styles for the finals for the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. And then we see Hit Row come out. And I'm pretty sure with these releases coming by July 1st, I'm pretty sure Hit Row is going to be one of them. Again, I'm sorry. It just hasn't worked out. And now that Vince is back, it's not going to get any better. You want to know why? Hit Row came out wearing some sort of masks. It looked like a pillowcase or a pair of underwear with holes in it for their eyes. I saw that, I'm like, what the hell is that? It was stupid. Like, you knew that was a Vince thing. It was probably a Vince thing. So yeah, they came out with that. There was a hype reel then also for Grayson Waller. And then we didn't see some good stuff because we see Cameron Grimes to the moon come out. Of course, he has an insert promo about how well his life has been working out lately, and he's motivated to go to the moon. And he takes on Ashante the Adonis. And Adoniously, Cameron Grimes squashed him. So he won with the cave in, and he won a couple more agile moves I didn't know Cameron Grimes could do. But I'm very interested to see what he does. Again, I'd say either put him in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't think he would win it. Either put him in there, or again, I still think he should feud with Austin Theory for the U.S. title and be the one to dethrone Austin. Just saying. But afterwards, bum-ass Baron Corbin attacked him for no reason because he got squashed by Corbin last week, and he's a loser. Loser Corbin. So we got that. Bianca Belair then comes out, gets on the mic, and she says Asuka is going to learn tomorrow that she mentions first how Asuka isn't the same Asuka she fought at WrestleMania. That Asuka she respected. This Asuka, though, wants more than just her title. And she's not just going to give her a rematch. She's going to give her a fight. That's right, a fight. I want to fight! I want to fight! As the reason why I guess Brock and Cody had another match. But she's going to fight and leave as your Raw Women's Champion. But remember, still be on SmackDown. Asuka comes out of nowhere and attacks her from behind. And then when she went to do the mist, Bianca caught her and hit a KOD instead. Okay. Then we had L.A. Knight. Let me talk to you. Yeah. Which we'll talk about the yeah chant in a second. It seems that they're trying to fade the yeah chant away. But LA Knight took on Rick Boogs, who he took on last week. And the Street Profits were out on commentary. Well, LA Knight won by BFT, the Blunt Force Trauma. Afterwards, though, he gets on the mic and tells the Street Profits. Well, first, he doesn't tell them, let me talk to you. He tells them that if they keep talking, he's going to make change out of both of their $5 asses. He just took out the trash, which he's saying that a lot. And they had to know their time is coming. They want the smoke? Nah, they're going to get smoked. Courtesy of L.A. Knight. Yeah, like he softly said, yeah. And again, L.A. Knight is somebody, and I'm keeping a very, very close eye on right now. Because again, I am worried. Because we all know L.A. Knight's getting super over. He's a lightning in the bottle. He should be a big star. But we all know this was not the L.A. Knight how Vince wanted when L.A. Knight came up. Remember? L.A. Knight was Max Dupree. Creepy as hell also, too. Max Dupree. And, in the past couple weeks, his catchphrases are slowly fading away. And I noticed, there's no secret on the show also, there was a lot of piped in noises. And you could tell, you could hear the heavy cheering for LA Knight. All of a sudden, you start hearing heavy boos. And you know that's Vince, because I'm pretty sure LA Knight is about to fall into being a victim of what happened with Bad News Barrett, which didn't one of the Street Profits tell Wade Barrett while on commentary, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Like that. And the bum-ass Corbin gimmick. Baron Corbin and Wade Barrett have said, Corbin mentioned the bum-ass Corbin gimmick was dropped for the same reason as why Wade Barrett was no longer to say, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. And that's because they were getting positive responses. And Vince couldn't have that, no. We saw LA Knight go, yeah, during his match, and then he kind of softly said, yeah. He's like, I want to say it, but I can't say it, when he was ending that promo with the Street Profits. That's got me worried. Like I said, it's got me worried because, again, I feel like that it's Vince trying to take away what's made LA Knight great and that we're all, behind him for. Well, let me talk to you, Vince. You're not going to ruin LA Knight. We would love to, take out your ass out of the picture if we could. Yeah! You're not going to take away LA Knight. You're not. You better not. But he is actually going to be facing Montez Ford in a Money in the Bank qualifying match next week. And we will see how that goes. We will see. I'm still hoping Knight does at least get to be in the match. I mean, I like to see Montez Ford in the match, especially after his performance in the Elimination Chamber. But I still think LA Knight should get that nod in there. Because if they don't give the Money in the Bank briefcase to Cody, which I still think they will, I still think they have to, the next best choice is, in fact, LA Knight. He is somebody you can continue to build his character with that briefcase. Yeah! So we'll see what happens with LA Knight. Yeah! Karrion Kross cuts a promo on AJ Styles how he's going to victimize him. And then Alba Fire and Isla Dawn get another vignette. Let me ask you something. I'm sorry. Let me talk to you, since we're just getting off of LA Knight. I didn't mention this either. Why does Alba Fire and Isla Dawn still have the women's tag titles, the NXT women's tag titles, but Indy Hartwell had to relinquish hers? Again, something else doesn't make sense. Yeah! Okay, I'm on my kick now. Anyways. So, we have that. AJ Styles then beat Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross loses again. Although, I did like seeing Mia Yim come out and chase off Scarlett Bordeaux, but I'm pretty sure Karrion Kross is going to get released also come July 1st. I'm pretty sure he'll be someone else getting released, sadly. I mean, here's the thing also. Kross's promos, when he's given the freedom to cut these promos, are great. And he says stuff like, I took away this person's this person's that. Like, okay, that is true, but you still lost to each of them. He's losing matches, and that's not how it was in NXT. He was being built up as like the next Goldberg or the next Brock Lesnar, and whatever. AJ Styles, though, after he won the match, was interviewed and says how Seth can be invincible, unstoppable, but he can't be phenomenal. He's going to put a phenomenal beating on him and become the first WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Well, not the first, but he will become champion. But anyways, we also get a video package for Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. And then we have the KO show. Well, the Kevin and Sami show. Kevin always talks about their tag title defense. And then Paul Heyman comes out and tells them Roman Reigns don't work on their schedule. He'll come down when he wants. But then the Usos come out. And of course, Paul's like, what are they doing here? So they come down and they want to have a little talk with Kevin and Sami. They said they're talking like it's all good. They're so worried about tomorrow night when they have an even bigger problem staying in front of them. KO tells Paul he knew Roman would come down, and it was really the Usos they wanted to talk to anyway. He mentions, and again, here's when you have questions and you finally get answers. And when it makes sense, it's great! Just like it would be great if Brock Lesnar can finally explain why I want to fight Cody Rhodes so bad. We still don't know why he wants to. Instead of going to tell Mustafa Ali saying, get a life, kid. All of a sudden, yes, anyways, good stuff here. So, he wanted to actually talk to the Usos. He says, Sammy's been telling you guys for months. He's been telling him for months that the Usos still need help. After everything, he still thinks they don't deserve better. And Sammy thinks that the Usos deserve better. Even though, again, they turned on him. Sammy still wants to save the Usos and get them to wake up and realize what they're dealing with here with their tribal chief. Owens, though, says he could care less. However, though, since Sammy can't get through to them, maybe he can. And he says even though he does not care, everything Sammy has been saying about everything, he's been right. He calls Roman Reigns a narcissistic, delusional ugh, calling himself the head of the table, but he's looking at the heart of the table right now. Where would the bloodline be without the Usos? But no, Roman doesn't treat them like that. He treats them like they're the appendix of the table, disposable and not really needed. What do they think when they look in the mirror, knowing they went from being the greatest tag team in history to being nothing but Roman's errand boys? And then Jimmy finally snapped. He says that's pretty cute. And they're the best damn tag team in the world. And when it comes to the day ones, he is the tribal chief. And everybody's like, oh shoot. He called himself the tribal chief. And then Roman's music hits. And then again, just like the segment months ago, which eventually set up to the feeling oozy thing, it was kind of like, uh-oh, you crossed the line. The big boss is coming out here now to settle things. But anyways, Roman comes out. He gets in the ring and stares the Usos down. And I think he slapped the microphone out of their hands one by one as he is just fuming. And then Sammy just puts the nail in the coffin. This felt like everything coming full circle and Sammy putting a nail in the coffin going, see, I'm right. Someone so powerful. Sammy finally struck the Achilles heel. Sammy then says, it's over. Your bloodline is collapsing. And it's all your fault. And then Roman slaps the mic out of his hands. And then Owens hits the stunner on Roman. And then the Usos brawl with Sammy and Kevin. And then Solo, though, runs down. He didn't come out with Roman and gets involved and lays the tag champs out with the Samoan spikes. Now the bloodline stand tall. Solo with one set of tag belts and Jimmy with the other. But then Roman gets up and basically is like, give him to me. And then I think Solo gave him his. But then Jimmy, who had the other set, won't hand them over. So Jay grabs a title from his brother and hands them to Roman. And Roman stands tall. Jimmy and Solo stand by Roman, putting the ones up. I mean, Jay and Solo did. But Jimmy was in the corner sulking. And that's how we went off the air. Oh, gosh. So again, I said in my Night of Champions preview and predictions. And again, remember, if you watch this now, at this moment, I still have not yet watched Night of Champions. So don't spoil anything for me. If they in fact would have the Usos finally turn on Roman in this tag match against Sammy and Kevin, it would make this tag match so much more worth it. Because right now, again, despite the fact also I'm salty about the fact that they have Roman being acknowledged for having been world champion for 1,000 days. Changing the pay-per-view name to acknowledge that as well. Just for them not to have him defend the titles on this show is stupid. But if Cammy... No, we're not in 2018 again when AJ Styles called Kevin and Sammy Cammy. No, God, we're not there. Please. Oh, gosh. No. 7. Not 7. Kevin and Sammy. Kevin and Sammy can get this victory. It'll be a nice way to culminate their story of the bloodline. They finally get their revenge on Roman Reigns, and the Usos finally turn. It'll finally get them to accomplish what they want to accomplish, and that is crumble down the bloodline. Which again, it's basically the Horcruxes of Roman Reigns slowly getting destroyed. And they haven't really explored it yet, but I keep saying, since WrestleMania, the last Horcrux eventually needs to be destroyed in order to get Roman Reigns to be completely mortal, completely defeatable, is Paul Heyman. Again, Paul Heyman is Roman Reigns' Nagini. You break up that bond, then Roman Reigns is going to be a completely different person. And Cody Rhodes will probably be winning Money in the Bank and cashing in on Roman and taking those titles away. It's probably going to have to be the plan. That's my prediction still. I'm still predicting that to happen at Money in the Bank. And of course, they finish this off at SummerSlam. So, that's it, guys. That's my thoughts on SmackDown. Gave it a C+. Almost gave the B-, but not quite. Because there were still some things on top of things that didn't quite make sense still. Or something I didn't really care about. But we'll see how Night of Champions goes. Again, I'm doing my... I'm going to be uploading both my AEW Dynamite and SmackDown reviews. And then I will do my Double or Nothing preview and predictions. And then will be not too long after that, I will be heading over to watch Night of Champions with my friends. So till then, guys, that's my review of SmackDown. Gave the C+. What are your guys' thoughts on this episode of SmackDown? The piped noises. Are you worried about LA Knight as well? What do you think is going to happen? If you've not seen Night of Champions yet, what do you think will happen? Make sure you guys leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. And be sure, as always, to slap a like on the video. Subscribe for more content on my channel. And follow me on Twitter at the Club of the Man 93. Also, make sure to follow me on TikTok and on Instagram at the Club of the Man 1993. And I'll see you guys very soon for my AEW Double or Nothing preview and predictions. Catch y'all guys soon, guys. But don't forget, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself.